that I have so much for which to be thankful. God has been incredibly gracious to me. One of the highest honors you have given me is serving as your governor. Because I always shoot straight with you, I want to share a recent challenge that has been placed in front of me. Within the past few weeks, during a routine exam, my longtime family physician discovered a spot on my lung that was unusual. Additional tests confirmed that this was indeed a tiny, isolated malignancy. The good news is I'm one of the fortunate ones where this was discovered early, and it's very treatable. The better news is Alabama is home to some of the world's leading physicians.
So, little tiny malignancy, that's a nice metaphor for Governor Ivey. This is the governor of Alabama, one of the worst governors in the entire, not just the United States today, but in the history of the United States. So, Ivey, it's unfortunate she's got these medical issues, but Ivey has government housing. Ivey has government health care. Ivey is going to be fine. She's got universal health care, free housing, and she gets a government check, right? So she's got a guaranteed income and guaranteed housing and guaranteed medical care. So the amount of, government socialism, and she probably gets the Social Security check too. So, and then plus the governor's check, how much does she get for being a governor? And then plus all the, oil and gas donations and all the other people that donate to her coffers. She is a terrible governor, but amongst the Republican Party, she's super popular. So amongst the Republicans, she's super popular. But just, she talks like George Wallace because she's got those kinds of roots. There's a reason why she sounds like an asshole. Okay? So let's listen a little bit more.
This treatment has a very high rate of success and will have a minimal impact on my schedule. Tomorrow morning, I will travel to UAB for an outpatient procedure which will allow me to soon begin a series of specialized radiation treatments. None of this will prevent me from continuing to serve as your governor and doing the work you elected me to do. Naturally, I welcome your prayers and your support. Just as so many others who have been affected by cancer, I am confident of God's plan and purpose for my life and feel extremely fortunate this was caught so early. May God continue to bless each of you.
God bless America. God bless America. The best is yet to come. All right, let's listen to this. I'm just trying to give her due deference, okay? I don't want anyone to tell me that, hey, you're being biased. I am biased. I don't like her. But let's listen to what she's got to say, okay?
Where dreams come true. Where a red dirt road can take you anywhere. Where the sky is never the limit.
Part of me thinks that she's talking redneck. The other part thinks that she just has a speech impediment. But isn't that the same thing?
Anything is possible. Together, the past 4 years, we've created 44,000 new jobs, built the best business climate in all 50 states, and delivered the lowest unemployment in 202 years of trying. The COVID crisis has tested us all, but together, we've met the call with the same things that make us who we are. Faith, resilience, and a good old-fashioned bucket load of common sense. The result, a future brighter than any other in America. 19 billion.
Good old bucket of common sense. Just a good old bucket of common sense. You know all it is. She's running to get Yolanda Flowers. Now, Yolanda Flowers, she recently lost her husband, Curtis Flowers. Yolanda Flowers is a mother of 3, so she has 3 children, and then she has 12 grandchildren on top of that, and then she has 5 great-grandchildren. So Yolanda Flowers is a nation unto herself. She's already a nation without even... Where the hell did this Ivey even come from? What country is she from? I mean, was she born here? Where's her birth certificate? She sounds like she's from... If she's from Estonia, them badass motherfuckers are standing up to... If she's from Finland, I like that. Standing up to that goddamn Putin. I like that a lot. So let's see. Yolanda Flowers for governor. Let's pull up something quick here so you get a sense of who she is and what she's about. 12 grandkids, 5 great-grandchildren, mother of 3, born in Birmingham in 1961. See, economic improvement, Medicaid expansion. Let's go with Medicaid expansion. All right.
Hello, my name is Yolanda Flowers, and I am running for the next governor of Alabama. For far too long, the Republican leadership in Montgomery has refused to expand Medicaid. As your governor, I will immediately act to extensively expand Medicaid and support our rural hospitals. All Alabamians deserve high-quality health care. So come and join me. Let's reconstruct Alabama together.
So it gives you a sense there of Yolanda Flowers for governor. She's going to expand Medicaid probably towards a national health care. Everybody should be covered, right? Health care is life. Life is a human right. She was born in Birmingham, 1961, educated in the Birmingham public school system, but then she goes to Tennessee to attend college, and she apparently, after 3 decades, so she stayed in Tennessee for a while, but she came back to her dear Alabama. Her grandson encouraged her to run because the state has a lack of black leaders. Her website, which is crazy, 1 out of 4 people in Alabama are black, so she probably already has 25% support. All she needs to get is another 25%, from 26% is what she needs from the white folks. Her website details 4 main focuses: education, healthcare, criminal justice, and the economy. Yolanda Flowers lists each focus as reconstruction. She says God has given her a vision of what he saw in Alabama. She said during the debate, Yolanda Flowers' campaign intersects with many critical and polarized moments in Alabama's history: bans on transgender treatment of minors, the possibility of near total limits on abortion, sharp debates on gun control, and education struggles. In a virtual town hall meeting May 3rd, Yolanda Flowers said she would like more support for children's mental and behavioral health, such as increased screenings. One of Yolanda Flowers' plans for criminal justice reform is the creation of what she calls her Justice League team in efforts to keep the state's parole board accountable. Yolanda Flowers said she will assemble a group of lawyers, law students, researchers, and a judge. In an interview, she said the group would sit in on parole hearings and meet with officers beforehand. The team would also keep watch on prison operations and establish an accountability database. She said there would be multiple groups placed throughout the state. Yolanda Flowers said that she said Martin Luther King was a prophet, which he kind of was he not? Yolanda Flowers said she wants each legislator to walk through every prison in the state when it comes to health care. That's nice. Why don't y'all walk through each one of your own prisons? Yolanda Flowers, when it comes to health care, she wrote on her website she plans to expand Medicaid coverage for more older adults in the state as well as for workers who cannot afford health coverage. Alabama is among 12 states that did not expand their Medicaid coverage. Ridiculous. Those governors, Kay Ivey should be responsible for everybody who died of some preventable illness in Alabama. They could have got Medicaid and they didn't, and then they died. That's, oh my God. In her first virtual town hall meeting, April 26, Flowers spoke of her reconstructed health plan and said she hopes the state's legislators would help uninsured people and those people who are poor, the poor working class citizens and the small businesses to be able to obtain health care, premium health care, this health care that all of us deserve. Yolanda Flowers also hopes to implement the lottery in Alabama. She cites the impact of the lottery on her education, healthcare, and economic reconstruction pages, saying that it would help provide revenue to improve infrastructure, support teachers and schools, and make prescription drugs more affordable. We're surrounded by gambling states. They're thriving. We are not, Yolanda Flowers said in an interview. Yolanda Flowers' additional economic priorities include raising minimum wage in the state to $15 an hour. Okay. Expanding broadband coverage. Look at this. We're talking about some more issues instead of just those hot button issues, right? $15 minimum wage should have happened yesterday. Broadband coverage. You want education? Self-education. Get internet for everybody. Support small businesses and hire more police officers. She wants more cops. Interesting. According to Wikipedia, Yolanda Flowers is 61 years old. She was born to her loving parents, Mr. and Mrs. McConnell Robinson, at the Holy Family Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama in 1961. Yolanda Rochelle Robinson Flowers comes from a humble, dedicated family of hard-working parents, born in 61. Let's see here. The magical city. She calls Birmingham the magical city. See, McConnell Robinson and her mother, or the wife, taught her siblings the ethics of hard work, the value of family, and the love of the church and neighbors. Yolanda Flowers attended the Birmingham public school system. She furthered her education upon graduation to attend Maryville College of Maryville. Realized that she'd grown weary of school. She married young man Curtis Lynn Flowers, senior. He wasn't a senior at the time. She dropped out of school to raise the family. Through their union, they gave birth to 3 kids, 12 grandkids, 5 great-grandchildren. Yolanda Flowers worked in academia for 20 years, beginning as a reading instructor for the Blount County school system. This opened up the door for her to help students at risk of failing school. She furthered her education, beginning at Pellissippi. I already said all this, haven't I? She worked as a speech-language pathologist assistant for the Blount County Schools and Alcoa City School Systems. She worked as a vocational rehabilitation counselor under the Division of Rehabilitation Services for the state of Tennessee for many years. Upon returning to Birmingham, she worked in the Birmingham City School System from 2016 to 2019 as a full-time substitute teacher. Wow! She was a substitute teacher for us? That's, God, I remember how we were terrible to our regular teachers, but substitute teachers, they didn't stand a chance. So, amazing that she's a substitute teacher, or was for at least 3 years. So that's Yolanda Flowers. That's Yolanda Flowers, okay? Let's see here. Should I just write controversy? I should write K. Ivey controversy. What do you think? You think that'll come up with anything? K. Ivey controversy. Blackface. Apparently she was in blackface. Abortion, right? She's an extremist when it comes to abortion. And when she was younger, she did some blackface thing, and then she was like apparently over the top with it. Nathaniel Wood's sister confronts Alabama over controversial execution. Which execution is this? Let's check this out.
Honestly, we should have used a gun.
This is Roland S. Martin.
Got distracted. I know I should get
2 years ago, Nathaniel Wood's sister confronts Alabama Governor K. Ivey over controversial execution. So, Pamela Woods, the sister of Nathaniel Woods. I don't know what's going on with Nathaniel Woods, but confronting the racist governor.
Remember we talked about Nathaniel Woods, the man who was put to death this week in Alabama, actually last week in Alabama, and there was a temporary stay by the Supreme Court. They lifted it. Governor Kay Ivey, the Alabama governor, she could have actually stopped it, but she chose not to do so. Well, this week, let's just say she was at an event, got rolled up on by the sister of Nathaniel Woods. Watch this.
I'm the sister of Nathaniel Woods. Excuse me, we're still doing it. You killed my brother. Governor Ivey, you killed my brother. He's an innocent man. You guys need all this.
Well, I got no problem with that. Now, Woods, of course, he was executed. Ivy could have stopped it, but she chose not to do so. Brittany, I'm fine with that. She should get challenged a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was free speech, and then she didn't even say anything about it. She could have just said something. No, that's not the decision. He did the thing or whatever. But instead, she just walks away.